Morning students. In the last three videos, we have discussed about introduction, principle, and instrumentation of proton NMR spectroscopy. In this session, we are going to discuss about chemical shift and factors affecting chemical shift. The position of the NMR signals in NMR spectrum is indicated by a parameter that is chemical shift. A chemical shift is defined as difference in the parts per million between the resonance frequency of the observed proton and tetramethylselene hydrogens. That means here to determine the chemical shift values of a particular proton in a organic molecule, we need a reference compound. That compound is tetramethylselene. So in proton NMR spectroscopy or in C13 NMR spectroscopy, tetramethylselene is used as a reference compound. Here we have two parameters to represent the chemical shift values. Those are, one is delta scale and another one is tau scale. One is delta scale and another one is tau scale. Delta scale and tau scale. These are the two parameters to indicate the chemical shift value of a particular proton in a organic molecule. So, TMS is most common reference compound in NMR and it is set at delta is equal to 0 ppm. If you have to take a delta scale, then TMS appears a signal at 0 ppm. If the parameter is tau, then TMS appears a signal at tau is equal to 10. Here is the formula. The chemical shift value is equal to frequency of a signal. That means in our organic molecule, the frequency of the sample minus the frequency of the reference by spectrometry frequency. That means, for example, if the spectrum is recorded at 100 megahertz, then this 100 megahertz is substituted in place of spectrometer frequency. For example, at 100 megahertz frequency, that means it is 2.1 or 2 Tesla, nearly, or 2.4 Tesla. That means if the organic compound is recorded in the 2.41 Tesla or 2.0 Tesla, mostly 2.0 Tesla, then it exhibits a 100 megahertz. Then the frequency of the proton is, for example, the frequency of the proton is 100 million 10 minus the frequency of the reference is 100 million. That means 100 million 10 by 100 is nothing but 10. So that 10 by 10 to the power of 10 into 10 to the power of 6 into 10 to the power of 6. So the 10 to the power of 6 and 10 to the power of 6, both the values are cancelled, and we along with 10 by 10, then the chemical shift value is equal to 1. Then the chemical shift value is equal to 1. So this is the chemical shift determination and definition. So what is chemical shift? Chemical shift is defined as the difference in parts per million between resonance frequency of the observed proton and tetramethylselene hydrogens. TMS is the most common reference compound in proton NMR. It is set at delta is equal to 0 ppm. So that chemical shift is equal to resonance frequency of the sample by resonance frequency of the reference by operating frequency into 10 to the power of 6. Then we can get a chemical shift value in deltas, or sorry, in ppms. Here we have to know two important points. Those are shielding of the protons and de-shielding of the protons. We have to discuss two important points. One is shielding of the proton and another one is de-shielding of the proton. Yeah, shielding of the protons and de-shielding of the protons. So what is shielding and what is de-shielding? High electron density around a nucleus shields the nucleus from the external magnetic field, and the signals are of field in the NMR spectrum. What is meant by de-shielding? Lower electron density around the nucleus de-shields the nucleus from the external magnetic field, and the signals are downfield in the NMR spectrum. So let us discuss in a whiteboard. For example, here, what is NMR? Nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. In nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, the nucleus undergo transition from one nuclear spin state to another nuclear spin state by absorbing the radio frequency radiation. Here we have the nucleus. In this nucleus, we have positively charged species, that is proton, and around this proton or around the nucleus, the electrons are circulated. That means circulation of electrons. That means circulation of electrons produces circulation of electrons. So this is the circulation of electrons. Here electrons are circulated like this. So I can represent this is the nucleus, and circulation of electrons is like this. So here movement of electrons creates electric field vector. So to the electric field vector, it produces a magnetic field vector. That means, so due to the circulation of electrons around the nucleus, it produces a secondary magnetic field. Now this nucleus is placed in external magnetic field. Now this nucleus is placed in external magnetic field. So this is the direction of secondary magnetic field. So what is meant by shielding? So here around the nucleus, if the produced secondary magnetic field and applied external magnetic field are in aligned direction, then it is said to be paramagnetic in nature. Then it is said to be paramagnetic in nature, and it is called de-shielding effect. That means the nucleus is resonated higher precessional frequency than actual precessional frequency. That means, for example, at 1.41 Tesla, for example at 1.41 Tesla, the nucleus is precessed with 60 megahertz resonance frequency. For example, at 1.41 Tesla, it precesses with 60 megahertz precessional frequency. If around that nucleus the created secondary magnetic field is aligned with external magnetic field, then the precessional frequency of that particular nuclei will be increases. That means at 1.41 Tesla, the nucleus is precesses with more than 60 megahertz precessional frequency. More than 60 megahertz precessional frequency. What is shielding? Here, due to the circulation of electrons, it creates a secondary magnetic field. If the nucleus, the created secondary magnetic field is interacted with a external magnetic field in an opposite manner, that means here it is created secondary magnetic field and it is applied external magnetic field. It is created external secondary magnetic field and it is external magnetic field. So at that particular nuclei, both are interacted in opposite direction. If the secondary magnetic field is opposite with external magnetic field, then it is called shielding effect, and it is diamagnetic in nature. Diamagnetic in nature. De-shielding paramagnetic and shielding diamagnetic in nature. That means, for example, at 1.41 Tesla, again the nuclei is precessed with 60 megahertz precessional frequency. At 1.41 Tesla, if the nucleus is precessed with 60 megahertz precessional frequency, due to the interaction between secondary magnetic field and applied external magnetic field in an opposite manner, the precessional frequency of that particular nuclei will be decreases. In paramagnetic region, that means in de-shielding interactions, the applied external the created secondary magnetic field and the applied external magnetic field both are interacted in aligned manner, and the precessional frequency will be increases. So this is the difference between shielding effect and de-shielding effect. If the nuclei is surrounded by more number of electrons, then definitely it exhibits a signal at a lower chemical shift region. Lower chemical shift region, that means lower delta side. Lower chemical shift side, that means shielding region. Shielding region means the nucleus is surrounded by more number of electrons. So due to the more number of electrons, the nucleus is does not resonate. I mean, it resonate at a lower precessional frequency. So due to the less number of electrons around a particular nuclei, the nucleus is resonate at a higher precessional frequency, then the chemical shift value will be high. So simply you can write shielding effect is nothing but diamagnetic and exhibits a chemical shift value at lower delta side, and it is called upfield effect. And de-shielding effect is nothing but paramagnetic region and exhibits a chemical shift value at higher delta, and it is said to be downfield effect. It is said to be downfield effect. So this is the most important point in chemical shift determination. That means if you have to determine the chemical shift value, just you have to follow whether the nuclei is in shielding region or de-shielding region. If the nuclei is surrounded by more number of electrons, then definitely it exhibits a signal at a lower chemical shift side. If the molecule exhibits a high chemical shift value, that means it is having lower electrons around the particular nucleus. Here, that is the explanation. High electron density around the nucleus shields the nucleus from the external magnetic field, and signals are upfield in the NMR spectrum. De-shielding protons. What is meant by de-shielding? Lower electron density around the nucleus de-shields the nucleus from the external magnetic field, and the signals are downfield in the NMR spectrum. Here it is shielding and upfield, and here we get a signal for TMS, and it is de-shielding region and downfield, and it is paramagnetic region, and it is diamagnetic region. So what is paramagnetic? If the secondary magnetic field is aligned with the external magnetic field, then it is said to be paramagnetic. If the secondary magnetic field is opposed with the external magnetic field, then it is said to be diamagnetic region. So this is the information about shielding and de-shielding of the proton. Here we have to know one important point for the determination of the chemical shift value, that is chemical shift value. That means delta is inversely proportional to electron density. It is the most important point. So please all the students remember this point. The chemical shift value is inversely proportional to electron density. That means if any nuclei is surrounded by more number of electrons, then the chemical shift value will be very low. It is electron density and it is chemical shift value. For example, if the nuclei having more number of electrons surrounding and it is having low chemical shift, if the nuclei is surrounded by lower number of electrons and it is having high chemical shift value, so low chemical shift value is nothing but shielding and high chemical shift value is nothing but de-shielding. So here some factors will influence the chemical shift value of the particular nucleus. That means, for example, if we have to take CH3, Cl and CH3, and that means methyl chloride and methyl fluoride. So the resonance frequency of the CH3, the resonance frequency of the hydrogens in methyl chloride is different from resonance frequency of the hydrogens in methyl fluoride, because the substituents present on these methyl groups will be different. That means the same protons, that means here the two compounds having methyl groups, but the resonance frequency or the chemical shift values of these hydrogens are different. The resonance frequency of the hydrogens are different. So definitely chemical shift value is influenced by some parameters. So those are, one is electronegativity, and second one is magnetic anisotropic pi system, and the third one is hydrogen bonding. So these are the very important factors which influences the chemical shift values. Let us discuss one by one. Electronegativity. So what is meant by electronegativity? The tendency to attract a pair of electrons towards it. It is called electronegativity. So electronegative groups attached to CH system decreases the electron density around the protons, and there is a less shielding, and the chemical shift value will be increases. Let us discuss in detail in a whiteboard. Here we have CH3F and CH3Cl, CH3Br and CH3I. That means methyl fluoride, methyl chloride, and methyl bromide, and methyl iodide. All the molecules having same number of hydrogens, that means same groups, that means methyl group, and the resonance frequency or the precessional frequency or the position of the chemical shift values is different from one compound to another compound, because here in this compound the CH3 is attached to fluorine, in this molecule it is attached to chlorine, in this molecule it is attached to bromine, and this molecule is attached to iodine. That means here the chemical shift value in CH3F, that means methyl fluoride, the proton number of this methyl group, that means hydrogen atoms in methyl, is higher than methyl chloride, and it is higher than methyl bromide, and it is higher than methyl iodide, because from top to bottom here fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are called halogens. The electronegativity in halogens will be decreases from top to bottom. That means fluorine having high more, that means fluorine is more electronegative than chlorine, chlorine is more electronegative than bromine, bromine is more electronegative than iodine. That means fluorine is more electronegative means it is attracts a pair of electrons towards it, then the electron density around these hydrogen atoms will be very low. That means the electron density is very low in the case of methyl fluoride, and it is somewhat higher in case of methyl chloride, and it is somewhat higher in methyl bromide, and it is somewhat higher in methyl iodide. That means from top to bottom the electron density will be increases. The electron density will be increases at hydrogen atoms in methyl groups, the hydrogen atoms in methyl groups. So due to increase in electron density, the chemical shift value will be decreases. That means methyl fluoride, the hydrogen atom in methyl fluoride is higher chemical shift value than methyl chloride, and the hydrogen atoms in methyl chloride is higher chemical shift than methyl bromide, and the chemical shift value is higher in methyl bromide than methyl iodide. So these are the values. In methyl iodide, the proton chemical shift value is 2.16. In methyl bromide, it is 2.65. In methyl chloride, it is 3.10, and it is in methyl fluoride, it is 4.26. That means from top to bottom, the chemical shift value will be increases. The chemical shift values will be increases. Why? Because top to bottom, the electron density will be decreases. The electron density will be decreases. From top to bottom, the electron density will be decreases. So due to the decrease in electron density around a particular nuclei, definitely it resonates at a higher precessional frequency or higher radio frequency, then it exhibits a higher chemical shift value. I already give one important point, that is chemical shift value is inversely proportional to electron density. That means if any nuclei is having more number of electrons, surrounded by more number of electrons, then the chemical shift value is very low. If the any nuclei having less number of electrons, then the chemical shift value will be very less. So here the electronegativity influences the chemical shift value. And for example, if we have to take another molecule like CH3 is attached to oxygen, that means CH3OH and CH3NH2 and CH3F. Which hydrogen atom, that means which methyl hydrogen exhibit high chemical shift value? So here oxygen, nitrogen and fluorine, these all are in same period. Nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, all these elements are present in same period. From left to right, the electronegativity will be increases. That means in methyl fluoride, the hydrogens having lower number of electrons than methyl alcohol, and in methyl alcohol having lower number of electrons than methyl amine. That means which molecule exhibits low chemical shift value? Which molecule exhibits lower chemical shift value? In methyl fluoride, we have high chemical shift value. Methyl fluoride CF3H having high chemical shift value, and after that methyl alcohol, that means methanol, this proton having lower chemical shift value than methyl fluoride, and finally methylamine protons, that means methylamine hydrogen having lower chemical shift value. That means in methyl fluoride the hydrogens are surrounded by lower electrons when compared to oxygen containing system or nitrogen containing system. So this is the information about chemical shift value, that means electronegativity, how the electronegativity influences the chemical shift values. And the second factor is magnetic anisotropic. So this, what is meant by anisotropy and what is meant by isotropy? Isotropy means uniform effect throughout the molecule, and anisotropy means the word anisotropy means non-uniform. So magnetic anisotropy means that there is a non-uniform magnetic field in a molecule. Electrons in pi systems, especially this anisotropic effect is observed in pi electron containing systems, like aromatic compounds, alkenes and alkynes, and carbonyl compounds, alkenes and aromatic compounds. So this pi electron systems, and that means compounds having pi electron systems, aromatic compounds, alkenes, alkynes or carbonyl compounds, that these type of pi electron systems exhibits this anisotropic effect. Otherwise we cannot observe anisotropic effect. Anisotropic effect is only observed pi containing systems. It causes shielding in one proton and de-shielding of another proton. It causes both shielding and de-shielding of the protons. For example, benzenes. So let us discuss in detail about this anisotropic effect in a whiteboard. So here let us take one example, C double bond C. So due to the circulation of electrons, again it creates one secondary magnetic field. Again it creates a secondary magnetic field. Here I take ethene molecule. Now I can apply external magnetic field. So here the direction of secondary magnetic field, the directions of external magnetic fields or secondary magnetic field is very, very important, because the magnetic field is a vector quantity. So definitely we have to represent with a direction. So around this hydrogen atom, around this proton, the created secondary magnetic field and the applied external magnetic field. Around the hydrogen atom in alkene molecule, the created secondary magnetic field and applied external magnetic field are in aligned direction. At particular hydrogen atom, the created, that means the produced secondary magnetic field and applied external magnetic field are in aligned direction. This, what is meant by aligned direction? That represents de-shielding region. that means paramagnetic in nature, so that the chemical shift value of alkene hydrogen exhibits at 4.5 delta to 6.5 delta, 4.5 delta to 6.5 delta. Now at this carbon atom we have to observe the created secondary magnetic field and applied external magnetic field both are in opposite manner. That means shielding region. That means the molecule having both shielding effect and de-shielding effect is called anisotropic effect. So this is the explanation in alkene molecule. Let us discuss in alkyne molecule. So here the alkyne is like this because we have to represent based on the symmetries. So here alkyne is like this. So due to the circulation of electrons, it creates one secondary magnetic field. It creates one secondary magnetic field. And at this hydrogen atom, that means here it is the hydrogen atom, and created secondary magnetic field is in this direction, and the applied magnetic field is like this. And around the hydrogen atom, around that alkyne hydrogen atom, the created secondary magnetic field and the applied external magnetic field both are in opposite direction. So due to that opposite interactions, the precessional frequency will be decreases. That means it is exhibits a signal in shielding region. That means it exhibits a signal at a lower chemical shift side. Usually in alkyne molecule, the chemical shift value is at nearly 2.5 delta to 3.0 delta. And the third example is C double bonded O molecule. That means aldehyde RH. So this explanation is similar to the alkene molecule. So here in alkene molecule, in place of oxygen atom, we have one carbon. Now this carbon atom is replaced by one oxygen. So again, due to the circulation of electrons, it creates a secondary magnetic field. So around the hydrogen atom, the created secondary magnetic field is aligned with external magnetic field. So due to that alignment, the hydrogen exhibits high chemical shift value. That means it is resonate at a higher resonance frequency and exhibit a high chemical shift value. That means in aldehyde molecule, the hydrogen exhibit a chemical shift value at 9.0 delta to 10.0 delta. So this is the explanation in alkene and carbonyl compounds. Now the last example exhibited by anisotropic effect is benzene. So again, due to the circulation of ring current, it produces a secondary magnetic field around the benzene nucleus. Here we have hydrogen atoms. So due to the circulation of electrons around the hydrogen atoms in the benzene ring, the applied external magnetic field and the created secondary magnetic field is aligned direction. That means I represent very clearly. Here it is the hydrogen. This is the circulation of electrons. So it is the created external magnetic field. Sorry, it is the created secondary magnetic field. So it is in this direction. So it is the applied magnetic field. So around the benzene proton, the applied external magnetic field and the created secondary magnetic field are in aligned orientation, so that it exhibits a higher chemical shift value. Usually benzene exhibits a chemical shift value at 6.5 delta to 6.5 delta to 8.0 delta. The chemical shift value will be based on the substitutions present on the benzene ring. Usually pure benzene ring exhibits, that means unsubstituted benzene exhibit a chemical shift value at 7.25, but the usual range of benzene hydrogens is 6.5 delta to 8.0 delta. So it is the application of anisotropy. So due to the anisotropic effect observed in benzene ring, it exhibits high chemical shift values. So this is about magnetic anisotropic effect. And the third important application is hydrogen bonding. So first of all, what is meant by hydrogen bonding? So hydrogen bonding is, it is the partial attractions between the hydrogen atom and the more electronegative oxygen atom. It is the partial attractions between the more electronegative atom and it is the partial attractions between the hydrogen atom and more electronegative oxygen atom or nitrogen atom, whatever it may be. So what when if the molecule undergo hydrogen bonding, what is the chemical shift value will be increases. So let us discuss why the chemical shift value will be increases. Here we write protons that are involved in hydrogen bonding are typically change the chemical shift values. The more hydrogen bonding, the more proton is deshielded and the chemical shift value will be higher. That means the chemical shift value will be increases due to the presence of hydrogen bonding. Why the chemical shift value will be increases due to the presence of hydrogen bonding. So this is explained on whiteboard. Here we take again alcohol molecule or OH. So in alcohol molecule we observe hydrogen bonding. That means this hydrogen is interacted with another molecule of alcohol through hydrogen bonding. So this is hydrogen bonding. So usually this hydrogen is already bonded with more electronegative atom. That means this hydrogen is attached to one oxygen. So here oxygen is more electronegative atom and withdraws electrons from this hydrogen atom. That means the electron density around this hydrogen atom will be decreases. That means due to the decrease in electron density around that hydrogen atom, the chemical shift value will be increases. Here due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, it is again partially bonded with another oxygen atom. That means here this oxygen is bonded to two strong electronegative atoms. Two strong electronegative atoms. That means the electron density of hydrogen will be decreases more, so that the chemical shift value will be increases. So in this way we can explain all the molecules. Like for example, if we have to take carboxylic acid or C double bonded OH, in this carboxylic acid molecule also we can observe hydrogen bonding. So here this is another molecule of carboxylic acid. Now the hydrogen atom in carboxylic acid is involved in hydrogen bonding with another carboxylic acid molecule. This is called intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is two types. One is intramolecular hydrogen bonding and another one is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. One is intramolecular hydrogen bonding, another one is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. In alcohols and phenols and here carboxylic acid, we observe intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So due to the strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding, carboxylic acid exhibits a chemical shift value at nearly 10.5 delta to 12.5 delta. So nearly the chemical shift value is very high for carboxylic acid. Why? Because of the hydrogen bonding, because of the strong hydrogen bondings in carboxylic acid, it exhibits a chemical shift value at 10.5 delta to 12.5 delta. So in alcohols also the chemical shift value is in between the 0.5 delta to 4.5 delta. That the chemical shift value will be varies with some factors. That means the impurity of the sample and the temperature conditions and further points. So the chemical shift value alcohol is completely depends on 3 points. That means temperature, purity and exchange. So these are the 3 points of alcohol chemical shift values. And here we take amine or NH2. In amine molecule also we can observe hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding. So amines, alcohols, carboxylic acids or phenols or beta diketones. So all these molecules exhibits hydrogen bonding. Here it is undergo keto-enol tautomerization and it is exhibit like this. So here it exhibits strong intramolecular hydrogen bonding. For example, if we have to take orthohydroxyacetophenone, in orthohydroxyacetophenone we observe a strong intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So due to the strong intramolecular hydrogen bonding or strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the chemical shift value will be increases. So let us revise simply. So hydrogen bonding. So due to the presence of hydrogen bonding in organic molecule, the chemical shift value will be increases. So due to the presence of anisotropic effect, the chemical shift value will be also increases. So this anisotropic effect is observed in pi containing systems like aromatic alkenes, aromatic compounds, alkenes, alkanes and carbonyl compounds. And the first one is electronegative atom. So electronegativity will be increases, then the chemical shift value will be also increases. If the electronegativity decreases, then the chemical shift value will be also decreases. Finally, all these points are simply noted one point, that is chemical shift value is inversely proportional to electron density. So this is the most important point. So all the factors is explained on the basis of this concept. So this is about chemical shift, what is chemical shift, and which factors will affect the chemical shift. In the next session we are going to discuss about spin coupling and coupling constant. That is the last concept in this unit. Here the position of the NMR signals explained by chemical shift values. So thank you.